Hey guys, my name is Michael Garcia. Today I'll be reciting Lord Byron's She Walks in Beauty. Here we go. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect and her eyes. The smell too, that tender light, which heaven to gaudy day denies. One shade the more, one ray the less, had half impaired of nameless grace, which waves in every raven tress, or softly lightens o'er her face, where thoughts serenely sweet express how pure, how dear their dwelling place. And on that cheek and o'er that brow, so soft, so calm, yet eloquent, the smile that win, the tints that glow, but tell of days in goodness spent, a mind at peace with all below, and a heart whose love is innocent. Alright, so that was a recitation of Lord Byron's She Walks in Beauty. Um, so, real quick rundown of the poem. Um, Bear with me. We have a speaker here who we don't know who the guy is at all. We have no idea who this woman is, other than the fact that she's so beautiful and she's being compared to a starry sky and a night. And we're not used to that as scholars or students or people who are reading poems. We're used to poets comparing beautiful women to daytime things. Nothing that's dark, but something that stands out, something that's bright. And I get that the starry nights are bright. Maybe they stand out the most, but just the fact that she's being compared to a dark sky, that's a little weird for me. However, though, we get the fact that there's a cloudless night as well. Now, I understand that some nights can be beautiful, yes, especially if they're not cloudy, right? But what I think that Byron's doing here is saying that, hey, this woman's so beautiful that she stands out, and how rare is it that we get a smogless, cloudless night in California? And this is coming from us, so we know how rare it is sometimes to have a smogless, cloudless night in California. So maybe that woman's just a rare asset, or her beauty's a rare asset, and that he's trying to say, or Byron's trying to say, hey, the fact that there's no smog, no haze, nothing to cover her beauty is what makes this woman stand out, and that's the cloudless sky. So that's the only thing that I could wrap my head around why he would do something, so he would compare her beauty to the nighttime sky rather than something in the day, like a flower or a butterfly, something so majestic we see during daytime. So, moving on. Like I said, the title, I think it fits well. He's comparing her to a beautiful cloudless night, the stars as well. A starry sky. And I think that the title, how can I say it? He's not just telling the readers about this woman's nature of beauty. He's describing this woman's beauty with real world nature, the sky and the stars, or astronomy, if you will. So I think that's a little different. I think it's awesome, though. It's pretty cool. So yes, it does fit. Moving forward, the poem is 3 stanzas, 6 lines each, with an A-B rhyme scheme and iambic tetrameter. Like I said, we don't know much about the reader. We don't know too much about this woman either, other than the fact that she is beautiful. What we do know about this reader, though, is that he finds this woman very attractive. Oops, I'm getting a call. Hold on. Okay. He does find this woman very attractive. There's no signs of lust that we know of, which is, again, kind of a little bit rare, not too much. but you can tell he respects this woman. So I think that's really cool. I think that if we had a little bit of a background about who this guy is, my brother's pulling in. If we had a little bit of a background about who this guy is, it could potentially lead to who this woman is. But we don't get any of that information. And I think that's just a little rare. The cool thing that I like to think about this poem is that everybody likes a little mystery to the person they're interested in, right? So maybe Byron was doing that type of thing, giving this woman just giving a mystery to this woman, yet letting the readers know from the speaker's perspective that she is beautiful. And I think the flaw in this, or it leaves so many questions about this poem, is that we know nothing about the speaker either, other than the fact that he's interested in this woman. So it's a little frustrating to work with, but at the same time, I dig the mystery. I love it. I think it's great. Like I said though, a few small tweaks I'd probably consider. Let's see. Moving forward, I was comfortable first reading this poem, trying to recite this poem. I think the hardest part was just trying to get the tetrameter down. Just trying to find a rhythm for it. I could when I'm reading it, I'm fine. When I'm reciting it, I'd get a little shaky, unsure. But the words, it was easy to understand. It was straight out there. I didn't have to look any words up or anything. Totally understood it. The words were easy to pronounce as well. Let's see. The contrast between day and night, and dark and light, is the image that sets up the whole poem. So that's a lot. That has a lot to do with the imagery about the poem. It sets up the whole tempo for the poem, really. I thought it was different that Lord Byron compared beautiful woman to night, like I said earlier. But hey, that's what I think is so interesting about this poem, that he took something that nobody else has really done and he expanded on it. And what is it? Differences is what captures attention. And I think that's really why I was so drawn to this poem. It was something different than what I was used to reading. You know, you go read Shakespeare stuff. Yeah, he has some dark stuff, but when he's comparing beautiful women, sometimes he's comparing them to like roses, butterflies, whatever, you name it, you know. And it's not just, it's every author that does that. So for Byron to step out of poetry's or poet's comfort zone and compare him to something dark, awesome, loved it. And I think it's a great read. I think I would highly recommend it to other people. So that's what I have to think about this poem. That's what I have to say about this poem. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this. Anything's appreciated. You guys have a God bless day. Take care.